LiberalViewer presents.
So, the Sunday morning news analysis shows focused on this big story over the weekend of the Chinese spy balloon shot down after crossing over the U.S. mainland from like Idaho down through South Carolina. And one thing I noticed is that the word balloon is not really scary. It's actually kind of silly. And in a minute, I'll show you how Fox News tried to make the Chinese balloon seem more scary. But first, I want to show you Saturday Night Live's cold open from last weekend, making several jokes about the Chinese spy balloon based on the premise that balloons are just silly, not scary. Over here.
I'm Katie Tur, and tonight our long national nightmare is over. We got the balloon. For more details, I'm honored to be joined tonight by Pentagon official and aviation expert General William Hamilton.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations, General, on your successful mission.
Thank you. We popped the balloon.
General, we've never seen an object like this gain entry into our airspace before. How did that happen?
That's an excellent question, Katie. The balloon was somehow able to get past our West Coast anti-balloon defense system, the Seattle Space Needle. But once it was here, we were able to keep an eye on it with our sophisticated tracking technology of going like this.
Understood.
I know there were questions about why we didn't shoot it down immediately, but we wanted to wait till it was over the coast so that it wouldn't fall on people or go and land on my car.
So yeah, I think that Saturday Night Live in their cold open there made several jokes about how silly balloons are and not scary. And I noticed Fox News today, all of their like news anchors and reporters were doing their best to try to make the Chinese spy balloon seem more scary by using other words than balloon to describe it. On Fox News' America's Newsroom this morning, Bill Hemmer and Dana Perino, the co-hosts, how many nouns and pronouns do they use other than balloon to describe the balloon to try to make it seem more scary over in the 90 seconds in this clip?
So that was an incredible moment, only seen live on this channel from over the weekend. An American F-22 shooting down that Chinese spy craft off the Carolina coast. That airship dead in the water, but the political fallout has just begun, and there's a lot of it. Hope you had a great weekend. It's Monday. I'm Bill Hemmer. Here we go. Nice to see you.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you,
you
partner?
Too. We've got a good catch-up already.
Yes, we have.
We'll fill you in as we go along. I'm Dana Perino. This is America's Newsroom. Pretty remarkable over the weekend. President Biden's decision to shoot down the spy flight drawing a heated response from China. Beijing calling it an obvious overreaction, while threatening to retaliate. Well, China insists this was a machine being used just to track the weather. The Pentagon says that is simply not true.
So here is what we think we know. The unmanned aircraft came from mainland China. The U.S. first detected it on January 28th over Alaska. It then made its way through Canada, crossing into northern Idaho on the 31st. That's when the White House says the president was first briefed on it and gave the order to shoot it down when safe to do so.
Officials advised the president to wait until the aircraft was over water. They allowed it to leisurely float across the country, raising fears it could be gathering sensitive intelligence. However, the Pentagon says it blocked the spy flight from doing that. And 4 days later, the Air Force took the shot.
So the Navy and the Coast Guard now in the process of trying to recover that debris. They're hoping to reverse engineer it and glean some intel from what is left behind. But according to Republicans, the damage has already been done.
I think that was like between 10 and 15 if you count the nouns and the pronouns they used to substitute for the word balloon in that story, so they never had to say the word balloon. And I saw this pattern repeated all day on Fox News. And one of the things I kind of found amusing later in the day was apparently Neil Cavuto from Cavuto Live, he didn't read the memo. And so he tossed the story over to their reporter, Aisha Hasni, and she like got flustered and couldn't remember what word she was supposed to say instead of balloon. Or anyway, that's how I interpret this additional Fox News bias clip from today that I'll talk about a little more after we watch it together over here.
Well, Aisha Hassan at Capitol Hill with how this China balloon incident seems to have united both parties. Aisha.
Right, both Democrats and Republicans are coming together to try to figure out how this balloon or object really was able to cross into the U.S. airspace. We're going to tell you what Democrats are calling for right after this break.
And you see Chinese spy flight path. It's not Chinese spy balloon. They talk about it as a flight, an aircraft, a machine. Well, you saw all the words they use there. So I don't know. You can let me know what you think. Do you think that they tried to avoid saying the word balloon because it was too silly? And, why is it that Republicans are so scared of this balloon?
YouTube, you decide.